I recently purchased my all-time favorite motorcycle, I think the most beautiful bike on the road, the Mi Agusta Super Veloce 800, the S version in white and gold accents. So I decided it's time for a new helmet as well that's going to match that perfectly. This is the Ruroc, the Titan Gold Atlas 4.0 track helmet. Goes well with everything, obviously. I'm on my Kawasaki H2 at the moment, but it's a great helmet. I'd like to introduce it to you. It's actually on sale right now, so it's a great opportunity to get your hands on one if you're looking for a new helmet with all the bells and whistles that rides as good as it looks. Let's do it. Zdravo I dobrodošli, bon dia, bem-vindos, servus, willkommen, buenos dias, bienvenidos, greetings riders, and welcome to another Pegasus Motorcycle Tours and Consulting review. Yours truly, Nick here, thank you for your attention. I bring you my brand new Ruroc Atlas. This is the Titan Gold version of the 4.0 track helmet. Amazing carbon fiber helmet. The first thing that I noticed when I put this on was how light it is. Holy smokes. I mean, I'm used to wearing mostly Shoeis, the Neotech 1, 2, now 3, and with the camera and the Bluetooth and all this kind of addition, so the helmet really feels heavy. My neck's kind of used to it. I used to box for the University of Michigan, so neck strength is kind of key in boxing so you don't get knocked out. You can take a punch, and this feels so light. I mean, it's incredible how light this is. It's actually 10% lighter than their former model. The same, basically, the Ruroc Atlas 4.0. This carbon fiber track version, the Titan Gold, is their lightest, I think most advanced motorcycle helmet that they produced. The company started with making basically snowboarding helmets, and you can kind of tell with that beak design here, the aggressive urban styling. Not a huge fan of that. I wish that nose wasn't there. You can kind of see it when you're looking at it specifically. It's not in the way. It's just not my real style. But other than that, I think the helmet's absolutely gorgeous. The accents and the quality, the fit and finish, obviously the weight, fantastic motorcycle helmet. And I'm really happy to be able to introduce it to you because I noticed it's now $509 on their website, which I think is a great deal for what I would consider a top of the line helmet. So this is how it arrives. Even the packaging feels high end, like the whole helmet does. It's really nice. Black box, Ruroc 4.0. It's called Ruroc. Ruroc.
I can't even say it.
Yeah, it's hard. Ruroc.
I have to practice saying it.
Okay. And then here you get a little racetrack kind of thing. Embossed, designed and engineered in the United Kingdom. Appreciate that very much. And then there's a little get started QR code right there. And there it is. You get the clear the visor. This is the smoke visor as well, the dark. And they come in their own sleeves, which is kind of nice. And the sleeve material is really silky, really beautiful. And both of them do have the moisture guard there. The little glued on part that is unavailable, I found out from their website, for the transition visor, interestingly enough. I wonder why. Makes me want to buy it and try it, but over there it says that it's not compatible with the transition visor. I can't figure out why. The clear does come with the pin lock, and I've already installed it, and pin lock was included. The darken does have the pin lock pin, so you would have to buy a pin lock for that one. And then the helmet itself comes with, what is this? That's a little earpiece, a little Velcro earpiece. So I'll check that out for the speakers. And apparently their sound system uses Harman Kardon speakers, which is pretty impressive. So that's cool. That's shockwave that goes into here. Now I'm almost interested in trying it just for that little detail. So the helmet comes in its own silky helmet bag, and that's it for the unboxing. Really great looking piece of equipment. And to change these out, it's actually quite easy. You have this little screw that you can manipulate by hand. 3/4 turns takes it out. But there's a little felt interior. That's kind of neat, so it doesn't scratch visor. Very cool. Super easy. That's how it should be, man. Shoei was really complicated with the little pins and all this stuff looks weird. I don't know. So great looking helmet. Weighs about 1.5 kilos, kilo 450 maybe. And this particular version comes in black, red, green, and blue detailing aside from this gold. So the same except in those different colors. A myriad of visors, and the photochromic transition visor comes in its own box like that. And then I do wish that they did include other colored visors, like the red, for example. I use the red pretty often with my Bell Star. This is the Road Star with MIPS Blast, Roland Sands design. And I really like this visor because on overcast days, the red really amplifies the colors as it does in the fall. I remember riding through University of Michigan campus in the fall. It just blew your mind with how stronger the colors become with this or the yellow visor, especially in overcast days. So I wish that kind of stuff was included. They do include a ton of different options for visors, but they're all smoked, reflective, and not actually the color through it. Like this one is red throughout. But you can see this helmet, what I was saying about these little features tend to break off and ultimately just fail. And I like that this seems simpler, less things to fail, less intakes, less exhaust vents, that kind of thing. So really, really beautiful helmet. It's become my favorite helmet now. And so far I've been really enjoying it. And stay tuned for a review of this newest edition, the Triumph Tiger XR 800. Fantastic bike. Holy smokes. Blew me away. It's my first Tiger, so it was about time. Now I use it with my Super Veloce S. Stay tuned for that review. Gorgeous bike. Amazing, amazing piece of art on wheels. Same with this one as well. This is the 2018 Kawasaki H2 supercharged 200 horsepower monster of a machine. Incredible sport tour, incredible everyday commuter. Stay tuned for that review as well. I'm trying to see which one I want to keep because it's just so easy to live with this thing. You get all the power, and I got a rear jivvy case for it, so you don't have to carry a backpack. But the Super Veloce is a Super Veloce. I mean, when they say super fast in Italian even sounds sexy, and it's just an incredibly beautiful motorcycle. Good to look at. I digress. This helmet was purchased for that reason, so that it could match the new motorcycle, right? As was all this outfit I'm wearing. You can watch that review. This is by Resurgence Gear USA. I'll give you that in a different review, but for now, I find this helmet to be exceptional. It came with a clear visor and a dark visor as well. The clear and the dark visor have a little feature here. It's like a rubber seal that you can buy extra from their website. I think it's $25. And, you know, the self-adhesive and sticks on. You're not supposed to be removing it from one to another. And it's fantastic. It does a lot. I'm not a huge fan with how that particular part looks. It doesn't look bad, but I'm just not used to having that. But now that I've swapped out the visors with this one, the Transitions one, that doesn't have that, I notice a difference in the noise, and it's also supposed to be not allowing moisture to get in there. We're in San Diego, it's summer, pretty hot, dry, so we don't have that problem. But you could see how much space there is without that. So obviously, when you're really low torque position, you're gonna pick up some wind, and there I've noticed a little bit of whining, but that little rubber piece does a lot actually. So I would recommend it. And if the visor that you buy for this helmet, because they have obviously different colors to make this really unique, including a red iridescent, a blue and a green iridescent, and a pink iridescent. It's kind of interesting. Just awesome way to really make your helmet your own. I would recommend you buy that as well, because it does a lot for the aerodynamics of it, especially when you're turning around and air is like hitting here and you can hear the whine and whatnot. Now, it cuts through the wind like no helmet I've ever had. I mean, this spoiler is unique to the track, the Titan Gold, and I think it does look very aggressive, but they did a little bit of redesigning also with the intakes from the previous version of 4.0. This is actually closed now here. You get one full intake. I like to keep it open just to get that fresh air. And you got one intake on the forehead that you have a pretty positive, even with the gloves, closure mechanism right there. All I did was just add a GoPro. This does come with Ruroc's own audio system that you can install here, which kind of begs the question, if it's a track helmet, why do you need that? But to each their own, right? I don't ride with that. I don't need that for this particular helmet. I actually argue it's not the ideal track helmet for me, because when I'm in a full tuck position in my Super Veloce and I'm as far down as I could be in my neck, as far out as it can be, I'm still looking straight through the forehead part of the helmet. So it's not a comfortable position. I don't track the bike yet. It's mostly just kind of a arrogant commuting on it. So, but if I do want to get underneath the windshield, the windscreen, then I think this could have been brought up a little more, at least a centimeter, where that wouldn't have been an issue. Although the visor is impressively wide with 250 degree of peripheral vision and 100 degree vertical, I still feel like you could use a little more on the forehead part when you're in full tuck position. But fantastic helmet. Another reason why I don't think it's a true track helmet is because you actually do have different levels, 1, 2, 3 of opening and closure. So 1, 2, 3 where it sticks in place. I think for a true helmet to be a track helmet, it needs to be just like it is on my Bell Roadstar RSD design, gorgeous helmet as well, not carbon fiber, but really beautiful helmet, where there's no levels. It's just open or poof, closed, right? Open or closed all in one really quick poof. You don't even have to try to just touch it and it falls. So that's what I think a true track helmet requires, not so much different sets of opening possibilities. Really, really gorgeous gold detailing all throughout. The carbon fiber is just a piece of art to look at. It's one of those helmets you're proud to just put on a counter when you're at the store, or in the restaurant or something. It's just I think everything in your life deserves to be beautiful if you can manage it, and this is one of those pieces of art that also serves to protect your noggin. So pretty fantastic helmet so far. I've been really, really liking it, and I'm grateful for Ruroc for actually making it available at a really reasonable price. You have the emergency pulls here on each side, and this helmet also features something unique, and this is the Rheon technology. The Rheon technology is apparently the first time that it's been incorporated into a helmet, and it's basically one of those materials that when you press hard on it, it's actually stiffens up. But if you dip your finger in it, I remember this from elementary school, Mrs. Cummings, she made these amazing experiments for the kids. When you dip your finger in it slowly, your finger kind of sinks, but when you punch it, it actually stiffens up. So it's kind of this like new technology. I mean, arguably it's there's not much there to actually make much of a difference, let's say. But aside from that, this helmet does have all the highest certifications that any track helmet does need in the United States as well as in Europe. We have the DMV, obviously the lowest certification, the ECE R2206, and the British Motorcycle Sport gold, basically, sticker for that. So it meets all the requirements. They're all rated differently, and I think the British gold is actually higher rated than Snell. Don't quote me on that, but in any case, I mean, to me it's completely sufficient to what I need it to do. But again, very light, not fatiguing. I do find that without a balaclava, my ears get clipped kind of towards the very top. This is a size small, medium. That's kind of what I like to wear. I like it when it's really tight, and it hasn't been broken in yet. It's been a good 500-600 miles where I can notice any kind of loosening of the liner, and I can feel my ears starting to kind of be this uncomfortable after an all day's worth of riding. So that's I think something I would appreciate if it could be improved, where that ear hole padding could be made a little wider perhaps, or at least higher up, so that, because I don't have any kind of awkward ears or anything. You know, they're not very big. They're not like disproportionate to where they should be on a normal head, I guess, but somehow it just gets clipped to the very top. When I wear a balaclava, though, I don't feel it. It's actually more comfortable with the balaclava. So the air intake and outlets, you don't really have much for an outlet so much as just, I never kind of believe in that, to be honest. I mean, if you look at all the top motorcycle manufacturers, they just basically drill a straight hole into the helmet. There's no like intake directional hole in it. So if you remove any of the plastic things on top, including the showy, then you're just going to see a drilled hole in there. So it's not like it's sucking air in there. A little bit of air is coming through and, you know, out of the exhaust. I mean, all that really matters is that it just kind of cold air comes through, and it does that better from here and from here than I think it does from a hole on the very top hidden behind a little plastic pocket intake. So that's my opinion on it. I mean, I'm not scientifically trained to conclude either way if those do a lot, but I think the intake and especially the exhaust vents are just more complication that breaks ultimately with the little levers left and right. You never really know, did you open it or did you close it? Or so this doesn't have any of that nonsense. Basically, one up here that's really positive, you could see if it's open or closed, and one down here that you can manipulate from the inside of the chin. I just keep it open. Nothing on the side vents have been closed. Nothing on top, which I appreciate because it makes the helmet cut through the air better. And you do get this chin sock here so that it actually is quieter with that on. Again, everything is removable, washable. It really feels like a high quality helmet, and I'm really grateful for it. I'm kind of picky about helmets, and at the moment, the most expensive helmet that I purchased actually as a gift was the Sparco Martini Racing helmet for auto sports. That was actually a gift, and there's a review for that as well if you want to see what the difference is between car racing helmets and motorcycle racing helmets. They're quite different. They're not interchangeable by any means. So you can look through the playlist for that. But basically, I'm a huge fan of Shoei. I like that quality, and I like modular. And my argument with Shoei's was, once you go modular, you never go back. But actually, now having ridden with this, I'm totally okay with this. My Bell Star, Roland Sands design, is a great helmet, but there are some quality issues with that. Again, dealing with the plastic parts that inevitably break, right? The vents on top that catch a lot of wind and whatnot, and just a lot of abuse, especially if you drop the helmet or something, right? So you can't beat carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is the top wolf. So looks wise, performance wise, I think it's just so cool. And with the gold accents, it just makes love with that Super Veloce. Stay tuned for that review, and stay tuned for a review of this monster as well. As you can see, the helmet goes with everything. I mean, absolutely everything. With track suits, leather brown or black jackets to this kind of olive denim outfit for the everyday. Fantastic helmet, fantastic product. Really look forward to what Ruroc comes up with next. You ready?
Ready?
Как се каже?
Ruroc.
Ruroc. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at how aggressive that spoiler looks. Man, it just begs to be ridden hard. Very, very attractive helmet. This is the kind of spacing that I'm not a huge fan of, but if you look at the little details here, you could see that it's actually contacting the rubber seal. Even though there's a little gap in the seal right here, I haven't found any issues with it so far. It says here, track use only, model AT 4.0 exceeds, blah, blah, blah. So far, it's been holding off very well. Very aggressive front beak right here, if I can call it that. Reminds me of the Simpson auto racing helmets that eventually started making motorcycle racing helmets. Again, no intakes or anything, exhaust on top that stick out. Everything's pretty much here, and it's so positive that it's actually usable in that regard. I like that. I wouldn't want an intake right there and right next to the ear it seems a little problematic in my opinion. And you could see here, there's a little bit of exhaust there, but I assume that there's probably some negative pressure back there if you're actually going kind of fast. And here is for the audio system. That's where it can be installed. The Shockwave Bluetooth sound system is what Ruroc works with and fits neatly in this little pocket of the helmet. I don't have any experience with it, and I don't intend on installing it on this particular helmet, although to me it's more appropriate for street use than it is for the track. This helmet, because it's track ready, it comes with a traditional D-ring, which I actually appreciate more than my ratchet system on the Neotech, for example. I'm not a real fan of the ratchet system. It seems to cut into my chin and my throat a little more than this system. And here you have the very simple, easy to maneuver with gloves even, open, closed. Simple enough. This is ready for the microphone. There's already got a Velcro in there. That's kind of nice. And the Ruroc with Rion partnership, you can see what that looks like. It's almost like MIPS. My MIPS is the other system that's red, and it's kind of similar to that. MIPS, of course, kind of is the whole top of the helmet, and it's like a separate movement. My RSD Bell Star helmet has that, as well as my unrelated brand for snow sports. It's kind of famous for biking as well. So very beautiful helmet. Very much surprised by the quality, but then again, when you pay that money for it, that's what you expect. Interestingly enough, I paid more for these sunglasses than for the helmet at the moment. These are the Blackfin, Italian made, titanium, all one piece. Pretty impressive. These are gradient as well, from blue on top to lighter blue on the bottom. I love that for days like this where it's overcast, UV is really high. It darkens it, but not by enough. 100% made in Italy, and I love them. They're great because they're flexible, so they can't break. They're super thin to go between your helmet and your head. They don't give you pressure points and whatnot. Fairly pricey, in the 600s right now, but you buy them once and you have them. Stay tuned for a complete review of these glasses as well, the Blackfin Tau. Thank you for your attention. Stay tuned for more from Pegasus Motorcycle Tours and Consulting, including this summer's Balkan tour. Really happy. I'll be there in a few weeks, and also visiting the headquarters of MV Agusta and Moto Guzzi in northern Italy on the way. So I look forward to sharing that with you. Thank you for the support, and ride safe till next time. Nick, I'm out. You ready?
Yeah, put it out.
I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Yes.
Check it out.
And I really need that box.
Oh, it's gold. Whoa, it's your favorite. Whoa. Look at that helmet, Lou. It's gold, just like you like it. Check it. Don't pull that. Let me see. Wow, that's really nice.
That is not pretty.
It's not pretty? What do you mean?
Because you forgot your name and stickers and
Circles? Or
stickers.
Stickles.
And then it needs one of color.
It needs more color.
Yes.
What color?
Rainbow.
Rainbow?
Yes.
I'll make sure we do that.